We're in a forest in Toolangi, in Tangerang and Wurundjeri area, sort of on the border of both. It's a mixed species forest, eucalypt forest. There's mountain grey gum, peppermint and mesmate in this forest. We think this forest is about 60 to 80 years old in the main, but there are some trees that are definitely 100 years old, perhaps a little longer. Being a mixed species forest, it can survive fires, as long as the fire isn't too intense, and that's what often ends up creating quite a few more hollows in the forest than there normally is. So it's great habitat for yellow-bellied gliders and greater gliders. I've been to this forest quite a lot, both in the daytime and the nighttime. Daytime, like today, it's you have the rendition of the lyrebirds speaking to us the whole way. It's just lovely. I think there was even a yellow-tailed black cockatoo imitation, which I hadn't heard before. In Victoria, the mixed species forest holds around 800 tonne of carbon per hectare, and it's an incredible carbon store. By comparison, the Amazon holds around 250 tonnes of carbon per hectare.
Oh yeah, really. Well, this is the code. Yeah.
What's proposed for this patch of forest is that it will be logged. Most of the trees that you see here will go. They call it seed tree logging, so they leave occasional trees that are going to provide the seed to regenerate the forest, if it regenerates. Most of the forest here that's cut down will end up staying on the ground as what they call waste. To us, it's the ferns and the understory and the lateral branches of the trees and the tops of the trees, the canopies. That all just stays on the ground, and that's burnt in a year's time. So about 40% of what's cut down ends up being taken away and taken to the customers. And the customers for this forest will be the paper mill. I just feel empty inside, you know, it's something that I love that's being destroyed to make paper. And I just look at the old trees, the big trees, and think, well, you know, it's so exciting to see a big tree. You don't see so many big trees in Melbourne or the outskirts, and here you do. But the trees that I'm looking at aren't half the size of trees that probably my parents looked at or my grandparents looked at, because they're not there anymore. And climate change won't allow it to happen anymore. Our children won't see trees this size. It's just such a waste. And it's our responsibility to stop it.